Seeing as how mobile phones account for up to 70% of web traffic, there's a good chance you're literally watching this video on a pocket computing device right now. Sure, you probably use said device mainly for arguing with strangers and looking at cat pictures, but at its core, it's just a math machine. There's nothing stopping you from flipping over to the calculator app right now to find out what the square root of 20,857,489 is. It's 4,567, by the way. Considering how advanced pocket computers are these days, it's hard to believe that just a few decades ago, most people were still adding on their fingers. To be sure, there were things like the abacus and the slide rule, but they required some user expertise. Also, they couldn't really fit in your pocket. An electronic device that could do math, let alone one that was handheld, was out of reach for most people until the mid-20th century. But it happened thanks to the people at Texas Instruments. These days, we tend to take the miniaturization of electronics for granted, but early in the 20th century, several factors made such a concept impossible, mainly vacuum tubes. Complex electrical devices like radios required circuits that would send very specific currents in very specific directions. Early on, the vacuum tube, which was more or less a tiny dim light bulb, was the only way to accomplish this. They were bulky, made of glass, and not particularly durable. This is the main reason why early radios and televisions were essentially home appliances, cumbersome things with big permanent living room footprints that required frequent repair.
Move around the room. I'll tell you if it comes in clear. How is it going now?
All of this changed with the introduction of the transistor. The transistor, which began to find its way into consumer electronics in the late 1950s, replaced the vacuum tube's glass bulb with a chunk of silicon. This resulted in so-called solid-state circuits that were smaller, lighter, and more durable, all while drawing less power. The Sony TR-63, the first commercially successful transistor radio, hit the market in 1957 and forever changed the way people listen to music. No longer was radio just a thing in your living room. It was now a thing in your pocket that you could listen to anywhere. Though the transistor radio was a certified hit, it would take yet another invention before the pocket calculator could happen. Even after the advent of transistors, computing devices remained stubbornly bulky. All that math just required too many complex circuits. By 1954, IBM had created the first all-transistor calculator, the IBM 608, built with germanium transistors instead of silicon. It was the size and shape of several refrigerators rubber-banded together, and it would set you back more than $83,000. By 1961, British company Bell Punch Co. had introduced a $1,000 desktop calculator about the size of a typewriter, which ran on 180 tiny vacuum tubes and a single transistor. It would be another 6 years before anyone solved the pocket calculator problem. In the mid-1960s, Texas Instruments president Pat Haggerty looked at the transistor radio and asked himself, why can't we do that again? If the calculator could be miniaturized and made affordable, he could market it not just to power users, but everyday consumers as well. And TI already had the missing piece, the integrated circuit. The now ubiquitous integrated circuit is an entire electric circuit, including transistors and everything else printed onto a single silicon chip. To head up the project, he recruited the inventor of the integrated circuit himself, future Nobel laureate Jack Kilby. His team finally put together a device codenamed the Caltech, which measured 4.25 by 6.15 by 1.75 inches and weighed just under 3 pounds. Its display was actually a roll of thermal paper upon which it would print inputs and outputs, and they fit all of its components onto 4 measly silicone chips. While the original Caltech device never made it to market, much of the technology was licensed to Canon, who in 1971 introduced the Pocketronic, and the rest, as they say, is history. Though in this case, that history somehow ends with you hiding in the bathroom playing Angry Birds. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more grunge videos about your favorite stuff are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.